Good afternoon, everyone. This is Bremster, and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle called Framed by Math Pesto. Before I get to the puzzle, I do want to start with the fact that this is likely to be interrupted. I've got a lot going on right now, and I'm expecting a message at some point during this solve for which I'm going to have to go and help my family out. So we will see how that one goes. So what I am running on the channel at the moment, apart from caging constraints, is still going, although at this point there's probably only a couple of days left for people to get in solution codes. People who do submit solution codes, row 3 of any puzzle from caging constraint, they'll go into a draw for every solution code they submit, even if they only submit one. And there have been a couple of puzzles that have been done on the channel, so that makes it a little bit easy to submit one or two. So if you submit any solution codes, then you are in the running to win a copy of World of Sudoku Volume 6 by Akash Dulani. So, yeah, that's worth doing. It's a really good book. Before the other thing I want to mention is at the moment, Patreon supporters of mine are getting to nominate puzzles from the 1st of December 2021 through to the 30th of November 2022. That has not happened yet, but they could change their votes. And that will be happening up until the 7th of December. Once they've all nominated their up to 3 puzzles each, I will be making a poll of the nominated puzzles for basically everyone to be able to vote on those to see what the most popular puzzle that was featured on my channel from the 12 months is, and then at the end of December I will do some sort of showcase or anything of the most popular video puzzles in order. I don't know if it'll be 10 puzzles or 15. I might do 12, so it was one a month. I don't know. I'll figure it out based on the numbers I get. So yeah, that's something that's going on at the moment. Let's have a look at the puzzle Framed by Math Pesto. This is another puzzle that apparently was done on Cracking the Cryptic a few months ago. I do not remember this. I don't even know if I saw it. I do try and watch all of the Cracking the Cryptic videos, but depending on how busy I am, that doesn't always happen. So yeah, anyway, normal Sudoku rules apply. In every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Digits in quadruple circles must be placed at least once in the 4 cells touching that circle. So we know that 3, 6, and 8 will have to go into these cells because they must be placed at least once. There must be at least 1 9 touching this, but there could be 2. So yeah, that's something that we need to worry about. Actually, there couldn't, but I won't go into that as part of the solve. Or as part of the rule description, that's part of the solve. On green whisper lines, which are these lines, adjacent digits must have a difference of at least 5. So adjacent digits will have a difference of at least 5. So these 2 cells will be different by at least 5. These 2 cells will be different by at least 5. Digit placed on purple Renban lines will be a set of consecutive digits, non-repeating digits in any order. So if I use this line as an example, if this was a 1, then the other cells would have to be from 2, 3, 4, 5 in any order. But they could be any order. So it could be 2, 3, 4, and 5. That would be a perfectly legal way to sort it. But I couldn't, for example, make this 6 because this is no longer a consecutive run of numbers. Then we've got the orange lines, which are entropic lines. And any set of 3 sequential cells along an orange entropic line must contain a low digit, which is from 1, 2, 3, a middle digit from 4, 5, 6, and a high digit, 7, 8, 9. Digits may repeat on these lines if allowed by other rules. So that's what we've got. I'm going to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So this is definitely the box with the most information, and it has been discussed a lot on Memrista's setter showcases that often setters like to start in box 1, and there's a lot of information here because we know 3, 6, and 8 have to go in here. And that's going to interact with this Renban line because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 long. So if I start at 1, this goes all the way to 7. And if I start at 9, it goes all the way down to 3. So 3 and 6 must appear on this line. Because if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there's a 3 on it. And if it's 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, there's 3 and 6 on it. So 3 and 6 must go on this line, but they can't go in these cells because they must be in these 4 cells. So this is a 3, 6 pair. Now I can't put an 8 on this line. And if I can't put an 8 on this line, I can't put a 9 on this line, because if I put a 9 on this line, it'd have to go 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, but I can't put an 8 on this line anywhere. So this is 3, 6, 8, and 9. And that's going to interfere with this entropic, because only one of those is low, one of those is middle. So I can't have 2 highs in here, so the extra high has to hide down here. So this is not 3 or 6, this is 8 or 9. Because if I had both 8 and 9 on this line, I would break the entropicness of the line. But it's not telling me which is which. I am going to pencil mark all of this. This is from 1, 2, 4, 5, 7. Because I may want that for this. Because those are all from... I'm actually going to use the normal colours, even though I don't know which is which. These are all from the same... Those 3 are from the same entropicness. Feels like this has to be 8 or 9. Because I don't have... No, I could put 7, 8, 9, and then this could be 8 or 9. Well, it can't be 9. This can't be 9. Okay, so this can't be 9, because in this box I must put a 9, and in this box I must put a 9. So, and this is a normal quadruple trick. So if I was to put 9, say, here, then in this box the 9 would have to go in one of those 2, and then I couldn't put 9 anywhere else in this row. Basically, because you've got lining up quadruples, the 2 9s that have to be placed in this row, one is going to go in there, one is going to go in there. So I can never put a 9 in any of those cells. So that can't be a 9. Neither can that, by the way, because of the same thing is happening in the column. So a 9 must go in here, a 9 must go in here. The 2 9s that have to be placed on this quadruple are taking the 2 9s that have to go into these 2 columns, so I can never put a 9 in any of those cells. So that can't be a 9. So 9 is in one of those 2. Three is up here. Oh, 3 and 8 are up here, but 8 is not there. Because 3 and 8 are lining up in exactly the same way. 8 is down here. 7 is down here. This is this, which could still be anything. This is this, which could be anything, whatever this is. Surprised. If that is the same as that, then I've used up. Like if these are low, then this becomes 4, 5, 7. Which means there has to be a 6 in here. Yeah, I don't think that's the way to go. Although I do have something interesting down here. Because this, and this are the same entropic colour. This and this are the same entropic colour, and this are the same entropic colour. Let's use red, which is terrible colouring. Let's change that to grey. Okay, so these are the same entropic colouring. So blue is not orange, because otherwise I'd have 4 of the same colour. Orange is high because if I have to put 7 and 8 in here, yeah, I've got to put 7 and 8 in here. So if purple was high, then I'm going to have to change my colouring, aren't I? If purple was high, then I'd have 7, 8, and 2 other high digits, which doesn't work. Orange is high. So I'm going to make it yellow, but I'm actually going to note that by making those 7, 8, 9. Now we know that blue is not high. One of these is high. If it's that one, it's not 9. And it's not 7 or 8. That is actually 9. So there's no 9 in those. Because I now have to put 7 and 8 in here. Now, if I put 7, 8 here, these are high. If I put 7, 8 in those two, this is a 1 or a 2. That's low or 5 because this whisper line needs 2 high digits on it. One of which has to be 6. That's a 6. Because I have to put 2 high digits on this. And it's either here or here or here or here. And if it's here or here, then one of those would have to be a 6 because I've only got 6, 7, 8 available. And if I put 6 here, both of those are 1. And if I put 6 here... So this is a thing about whisper lines. First of all, you can never put 5 on a whisper line because 5 different from the 5 on a whisper line will be either 0 or lower or 10 or higher. And you always have to alternate high, low, high, low. Because once you place a number from 1 to 4, if you make a 5 different, you're going to leapfrog over the 5 and end up in the 6 to 9 range and backwards and forwards. But the 4s and the 6s are almost as constrained as the 5s. The only digit between 1 and 9 that is 5 away from 4 is 9. The only digit that is 5 away from 6 between 1 and 9 is 1. So if I put a 6 here, both of these have to be 1. If I put a 6 here, both of these have to be 1. So neither of those can be 6. But I have to put 6 either in one of those two or one of those two. Can't put a 6 there, or both of those would have to be 1. That becomes a 6. This becomes a 1. This becomes a 3. This becomes a 6. So these digits now are high, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can't put 6 in any of those. They're 7, 8, 9. These are from 2, 3, and 4. Can't put 4 in either of them because... Again, I'd have to put 9 on either side. This is a 2, 3 pair, which takes 2 out of all of those. 2 is in one of those. This can't be a 7 because there's a 3 on either side of it. In fact, I can't put a 7 in either of those because 7 has to be in here. This is now 2, 3, 8, 9. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 8, 9. That could be a 7 if that's a 2. That's a 3. Yeah, that all works. So how is this going to work now? I need to put a low in here, which was going to be a 2 or a 3, and a medium, which is going to be a 4, 5. So these are from 2, 3, 4, 5. Hang on, this 9 makes this 8, which means this is the 9. That takes 8 out of those. Which makes this 7. This is not a whisper line. Don't try and make it 1. I'm actually going to get rid of that colouring. Now, I'm actually going to get rid of this colouring as well. I don't know what these are. They're not 3s. This is not 7. So this is from 2, 3, 4, or 5, just to complete the row. Nine is in one of those two? No, 9 is not in one of those two. This is just not a 9 because of that 9. Pay attention. So 8 is in one of those two. This is very strange. I like it. I don't know what I'm doing with it, but I like it. So this has to have at least, if this is 76543, but it could be 65432. So this can't have a 1 on it. Because 1, 2, I'd need to find a 3 somewhere. So this can't have a 1 on it. 9, 8, 7. The only thing it can't have on it is a 1. So I can't put a 1. So there's a 1 in one of those cells. That's not that useful. Well, this is a 7, 8 pair. Nine is in one of those. These are from 1 to 6. This may be. This is 7, 8. This is from 1 or 2. If this is 7, 8. So 7, 8 is either in those two or those two. That's not an 8. I know that's not an 8, because if that's an 8, then that's also high and I've run out of highs. So there's a 7 or an 8 in there, and there's no 8 in there. So there's a 7 in there, which means this is an 8, and this is a 7, which means this is a 2, and this is a 3. Which means there's a 2 in one of those two. That's really cool, by the way. That is very cool. So there's a 7 in one of those two, which means there's a 9 in one of those two, because I need to put a high to match that in here. This can't be high. It's not been able to be high since I couldn't put the high in there. So this is the only place for the 8. Oh, that's very cool. It may not be very clear. I hope I explained that well. So the 7 is now in over here, because I can't put a 7 in here. Can't put a 7 on here. There's no 7. The 7 is in one of those three, so there's no 7 there. In fact, there's no 7 there either. The 7 is in one of those two. This is a 1, 4, 5 triple, so this is known. There's no 1, 4, or 5 there. This is a 2, 5. This is a 2, 7. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the 8. Now 1 is in one of those two. This is an 8, so there's an 8 in one of these two. So if this is low, it's 1. If it's medium, it's 4, 5, or 6. Can't be low, because 2 and 3 are taken. This can't be low anymore. These are medium. So I'm going to change them to green and make them 4, 5, and 6. That's very cool. And in here, I have to put a low. So I have to put a 1 in here. This is a 1, 9 pair. And this is not a 1 anymore. In here, I need to put, this is 2, 3, 7. Because I need to put a low in here and I can't use the 1. So this is 2, 3. And it's not 3 because the 3 has to go in here. This is a 2, 7. This is cool. I haven't even looked at this Renban line. I possibly should have. Because I need to put a 3 and an 8 in here somewhere. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. And it must contain a 3 and an 8. Now these are low, which is 1 or 3, and medium. So this can't be medium. Because if this was medium, I'd need 4 mediums. And it can't be high because all the highs are taken. This is low, 1, 2, or 3. It's not 2. This is a 1 or a 3. Hang on, there's no 3 in here. So the low in here is 2. So this is not 2 or 3. This is 4 or 5. So in here, I've got the other 1, 3. So this is 1, 3, 4, 5. No, that could also be 6. And in here, wait a minute, I can't put 2 in here. So this is 7, 8, this is 1. If this is 7, 8, these are 1, 3. So I can't put 1 in here. Hang on, is that right? No, I could put 3. Hang on. If this is 8. So if this is 7, 8, this has to be able to be in a German whisper relationship with a 7, which would mean it'd need to be a 1, 2, but 2 is down here. So this would be 2. So if this is 7, 8, this is 1. If these are 7, 8, if this is a 7, this would have to be a 1, 2, so it couldn't be. So this would have to be an 8. But if this is an 8, these have to be from 1, 2, and 3, which means these would be from 1 and 3. Which would make this 4. Hang on, but if these are 1 and 3, there's no low digit here. So the 7, 8 has to go this way with the 1 there. And there's no 1 here. So this is 3 in here. This is the 1, which means this is not the 1. This is a 1, which means 3 up from the low digit is 3, which means this can't be low. This has to be 6. This has to be the 9, and this is 4, 5, or 6. This is glorious. This is not 6 anymore. This is whatever is left over. Oh, this 1 makes this 9 and this 1, which on the entropic line means that this has to be low. That's the 2, that's the 7. So this is low. So it's 2, 3, or 4. It's not 4 because this can't be 9. So this is 2 or 3. This is low. So it's 2 or 3 because it can't be 4 because this can't be 9. So these... Well, 2 is somewhere in here. So 1, 2, 3. This is from 4, 5, or 6. Because 7, 8, 9 is taken. So this is from 4, 5, or 6. If this is 2, this is 3. And then this becomes 4, 5, 6 with a 7 there. Well, 3 is in one of those two. So that works. And that's just by Sudoku. 3 is not in any of those cells. So 3 is in one of those. 1 is in one of those two. Losing. One of these has to be 2. And it's not that one. Because in this quadruple, I need to put a 2. And I can't put it there, so there is a 2 in one of those, so that is the 3. Which means there's no 3 up here. Now that doesn't force that to be a 2. No, it does. Because one of these has to be a 7, and whatever is next to a 7 has to be a 2. So it doesn't... Yeah, so this can't be a 7. This is the 8, this is the 7, this is the 2. Because I can't put a 7 next to a 3. That does force all of that. There's no 7 down here. There's now a 7 in here. There's no 2 in any of those. There's a 1 in one of these. This 3 means this is the 3. There's no 3 here. So what's this quadruple? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 4, 5, 9. Well, there's no 9 there. If I put a 2 here, this would need to be a 3. And it can't be. This is not 2. So the 6 comes out of both of those. This is 4, 5, 7. That's a 7. This is a 4, 5 pair. The 7 looks up making this 2 and this 7. Now this is 4, 5, 6. 6 is in one of those two now. There must be a 9 in one of those. So that's 8, or I could have got that way, which takes 8 out of those. But this is interesting to me because 4, 5 is on this line. So this becomes 6. So this is either 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it can't be 3s, or it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now 6 comes out of there. So this is 3, 4, 5. This is 3, 4, 5. There's no 6 here. 2 is still in one of those two, but I'm not sure if I can tell which. That was very cool. I'm assuming there'll be a similar trick up here, but I'm not seeing it yet. Hey, this is from 4, 5, 6. So it's not 6 anymore. It's 4 or 5. There's no 3 here. This is the 3. So, okay. If there is an 8 on this line, so there's a 7 somewhere here. So 8, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 has to be the makeup of this line. I can't put a 9 there, but I could put a 9 there. So it could go 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, and then I make that a 4. Wait a minute, that's the 8 because of this 8. People complain I don't do enough Sudoku. They're probably right. So there has to be a 7 in one of those two, and it's there because I can't put 7 there. 7, 6, 5, 4. So this is 4, 5, 6, or 9. It's not 9. There is now no 9. So this is 4, 5, 6. So this is a 4, 5, 6 triple in the row. That becomes the 1. So 6 is in one of those two. So 6 is not there. This is a 4, 5 in the row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, and 9 go in here. This is not 2, but 1, 2, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a 7. One is in one of those two still. So that's not a 1. That's not a 9 because of the thing I mentioned right at the beginning, that 9 had to be in here or in here. So this is not a 9. That's not a 9 either for the same reason. This puzzle is nuts. I love it though. So this is 2, 4, 5, or 6. What haven't I done? I need to break this open somehow. So 2 is in one of those two. 9 is in one of those. I think I've been helped by having done so many entropic puzzles recently. And having done much of the quads, but I'm now feeling stumped. 1 is down here. Sorry, this 1 sees those two cells. That's a 1. 9 is in one of those two, which means that's not the 9, and this is the 9. 2 is in one of those two. This is a 9, which means there's no 9 here. There must be a 9 here. This is not the 9. This is a 4, 5 pair. So that and that are the same cell. Or same digit. This is the 9. 9 is in... So hang on. I did it by marking 1 is in one of those two. So I've got this X-wing. 1 is in either those two or those two. Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, there's no 1 in those. So this is 2 and 9, and now I've got the 9 on this quad. 9 is in one of those, but 9 is also in one of those two. But 9 could be there, which would put 9 there and there. I can't believe this has not fallen open. What have I missed? 6 is in one of those two. So 6 is in one of those two. 6 is in one of those three. 6 is in one of those two. Oh, 2. 2 is now right there, which means both of those are the ones. That's not the 1. Very cool. So this is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 4, 5, and 7. That's not an 8 anymore. This is the 8, which means this is the 9. This is not the 9. Now, in this box, is it? 9 can't be in any of those. So 9 is in one of those two. Hang on. Why do I have a corner pencil mark of 6 there? Because these 6s are pointing down. That is not a 6. This is the 6. There's no 6 here. This is the 6. This is the 9. This is the 9. This is not the 9. This is 2, 4, or 5. This 6 means this is not the 6, which means this is the 6, which gives me my entropic banding. This can't be 4 or 5. This is the 3, which means this is the 2, and this is the 4 or 5. That's a 4-5 pair in the row. That is the 6. This is not the 6. This is the 6. This is not the 6. Oh, this is so cool. 4-5 makes this 2. This is not 2. I've done all the entropic colouring, so I'm going to get rid of it now. This 2 means this is not the 2. This is the 2. 1, 2... Hang on, this 7 means this is not 7. So 1, 2, this is a 3, which means this is not 3. 1, 2, this is a 3. This is a 7. And I've got 4, 5 pairs in every box. Okay. Okay. Is it Renban? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? No. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? No. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? No. It's not Whisper. And it can't be entropic because 4 and 5 are in the same entropic band. There's no 4, 5. Oh, that's going to be beautiful, but I need to prove it first. What it's going to be is those are going to have to be the same digit. Otherwise, this puzzle is going to be broken. So let's call that yellow and that green. That makes this yellow and this green, which makes this yellow and this green. This has become green. This has become yellow. This has become green. This has become yellow. This has become green, same row as a yellow. This has become yellow. This has become green, and those are the same. So let's finish the coloring. This has become yellow. This has become green. This has become yellow. This has become yellow. This has become green. And because I have to put a 4 on this quad, and if both of those were 5s, I'd have no 4 on this quad. I can select all of the green and make them 4. I can select all of the yellow and make them 5. And that is framed by Math Pesto. Stunningly good puzzle. That was amazing. I mean, the break-in with the Renban was fairly obvious. I can't imagine... I mean, once I've edited this, I'm going to go and hunt out Simon Solve. I can't imagine that gave Simon any pause. But the stuff down here with these whisper lines and pushing into the entropy, I really loved what happened by these having to be the same. And then the pressure you got, being able to figure out 2 had to be here, this 6, because of these having to be high, because of the 8s and the 7, 8 here, meaning that this had to be the 9, because otherwise these would be wrong, forcing these to be high, meaning I had to put, because these were high, and I had to put 2 high digits over here, all I had left was, that'd be beautiful. And then all of this started rolling through. I don't remember the exact order. It's in the video. You can roll back and watch it again. Beautiful stuff. That was absolutely glorious. I loved that one. Well, thank you everyone for watching. Wow, it's going to be interesting to see how Simon did that one so much better than me. Thanks everyone. Yeah, I'll probably post a link to Simon Solve in the description because people seem to like that. And yeah, I'm very happy to call out other channels that are doing stuff. Thanks very much everyone. And as always, good luck with your solving.